Hello, beautiful people. Aaron Lind with Aaron Lind Real Estate Services here. Thanks so much for tuning in. Time for your market update for April 2026. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're doing a lot of these this year, and I do a market update every month. So I'd love for you to lift one finger one time, hit subscribe, and then it'll just get delivered to you month after month. If nothing else, it'll help you stay in the loop of what's happening in your local market. Bit of an odd market, to be completely honest, and I think a lot of it has to do with just a lot of the global uncertainty that's going on. We're going to talk about the lower numbers for sales for houses and condos. Townhouses are having a bit of a moment, so we can talk about that too, but I'd really just, on a broad strokes kind of way, like to address the elephant in the room. When there is global uncertainty, a lot of people take their foot off the gas. If you're selling, might not be a bad idea to sit and hold. If you don't need to move, you're probably not going to get top dollar no matter what you're selling. So maybe just table that thought. If you're buying, there can be some pretty incredible opportunities to be had. It's always nerve-wracking to buy. You always have to get over that sort of sense of fear. But in this kind of climate, a lot of people are scared for a lot of different reasons, and that can mean that if you are the brave buyer, you might be able to get into a place where there might otherwise have been a bidding war. You might otherwise have overpaid. If you really just kind of get over that anxiety of the unknown, you might find yourself very pleasantly surprised. So house prices are down only about 1% year over year, but the sales volumes are down about 2.5% year over year. That's traditionally one of our more secure markets, so the fact that that's dipping both in prices and in volumes is something to pay attention to. Condos, though, bigger thing to pay attention to. Again, they're only down 1% or 2% in terms of price, but they're down almost 20% in terms of sales volume. So if 20 things sold last year, 16 are selling this year, and that's if we're lucky. Again, not great for sellers, but all this is indicative of a great time to be a brave buyer. As far as what's driving those condos numbers down across the board, there's not one thing. I think there's a variety of factors. We're seeing a lot more rentals come to market as purpose-built rental buildings reach completion. We're seeing a lot fewer international students and frankly a lot fewer newcomers to BC. And typically they begin in condos, so that's driving down some of the demand for residents, be they owners or occupiers, and that's driving some of the demand down for investors. We're seeing there's a lot on the market right now, a lot that isn't selling for a variety of reasons. Specifically, if you're looking from an investment standpoint, I would say this is the kind of time where you can check things off your wish list that otherwise might not be in play. This is a great time to look for condos that have things like in-suite laundry or extra amenities like gyms or pools or parkades. All of these will add to the overall ownership costs of those places, but the quality of life is simply better, and when they might otherwise be a little bit out of your price point, this is the time where you can avoid bidding wars and negotiate down, and so just more reason to be that brave buyer. Last little thing we're going to talk about today are townhouses. Townhouses are having a little bit of a moment, so it's been good news for buyers so far, but this is better news for sellers. Prices of townhomes are up about 4%, which is a notable increase, but the volume is the only one in all of the segments that aren't in the negatives. Year over year, townhouse sales are up over 11%. There's a lot of reasons for that as well. The primary one, I think, is it's basically the closest solution we have to the missing middle conundrum. Families can still afford to get into these things. You know, they're not $1.5 million out of the gate. There's often flex space that can be converted into suites or already existing suites, so families love that mortgage helper. And it's a place where families can grow into the space. If they have little kids can become big kids, and you're not going to have to sort of reinvent the wheel with your housing needs. As more and more townhouses get built, I do expect that'll affect that market a little bit, but there are a number of them being built, very few are being completed today, so it's still a strong position in the market to be. So if you've got a townhouse to sell, this is the only time I might say don't be so fearful. And if you're trying to get in as a buyer to the townhouses, the barrier to entry is still a little tougher than the other two segments of the market that we've talked about. What I'll leave you with is the idea that Victoria is not one broad market, it's several sub-markets. So when we're talking about houses, when we're talking about townhouses, when we're talking about condos, we can be talking about wildly different things. Best to connect with a local area expert to give you all the nuanced perspectives of where to look and where to avoid. That's your monthly market update for April 2026. Thanks so much for joining. Please don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next time. What